Hi, in this video we're going to write the code to test for the collisions between our two arrays. So we're going to go down to test for collisions and down below our test to see if the projectiles have gone off the screen but still inside the method. We're going to have our for each loop that we're going to go through the projectile sprites. So for each projectile sprite capital P, we're going to call it tablet. In projectile sprite lowercase p, because it's our array. And then we're going to scroll up here a little bit to give us some room and open curly. And then we're going to test to see if the projectile sprite that we're on, so if tablet.bool active, test to see if it's active. And opening curly. So if it is, then we need to create a rectangle for it. So rectangle, we're going to call this tab rect equals new rectangle. A little goofy looking way to do this, but that's the way to do it. And remember, they need integers in rectangles, and what we have are floats that are part of vector2s. So we have to do this explicit casting. So int tablet sprite pos x, and then int tablet sprite pos y, and then we need the dims. Again, those are part of vector2s, so we're casting them from floats to int tablet sprite dims x, int tablet sprite dims y, and now inside of this, we're going to loop through the burgers. So we have a for each loop for the burgers. So for each burger sprite burger, capital B for burger sprite, in lowercase b burger sprite. And then if the burger sprite, so burger.bool active, then we're going to create a rectangle for that burger sprite. We're on rectangle burger rect equals new rectangle. And again, we need to cast to the ints. So int burger.spritepos.x, int burger.spritepos.y. This works out just like the tab rect above it, but for burger. Int burger.spritedimsx. And burger.spritedims.y. Okay, so now we've got our two rectangles, and we need to see if they intersect. We'll have it in a second here, that is. Okay, so there we are. So if tab rect dot intersects, in parentheses, burger rect, close parentheses, twice, once for intersects and once for if, tablet.bool active, we're going to turn this off, so we'll set it to false, and burger.bool active equals false. And then break, because we don't have to look through any of the other burgers, because we know which one it hit. So that's the end of that. That's the end of the if. There's the end of the for each for the burger, and the ends of the if and the for each for the tablet. And we'll save, and that's it.